Welcome to Geek Rant! Hey everyone, welcome to Geek Rant. It's Greg here again on the channel with Toby, and today we're going to be talking about the San Diego Comic-Con panel where they've announced the new Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
Well,
bit of a surprise.
this was a bit of a surprise. I think they obviously announced a number of other things as well. There's some other movies coming up, aren't there? The Captain America
Yeah,
film, the Thunderbolts, a few other bits and pieces,
yeah.
which again, we weren't too fussed about, were we? There's
No, not
a
really.
lot of them are minor characters that sort of don't really have too much of a
Yeah,
bearing. But obviously, they then had a panel where they talked about the next Avengers film.
yeah.
And
Doomsday.
they've changed the name, haven't they? Because obviously this
Yeah,
was going to be sort of about Kang and following
controversy.
the controversy that
Yeah,
Majors had been through
yeah.
has put a kibosh on that. I hate to think if the poor guy found out about it when they announced the
Well,
Doomsday thing.
I think it kind of almost slots in a bit of. I mean, that the Kang character just didn't hit the mark.
No,
And he couldn't. They couldn't drag that character into like a major character position. And they wanted to do that, but it didn't work. And so they've had to come up with another plan, haven't they?
yes, and this is I think what we were a bit shocked about and trying to determine what we felt, whether this was a good way forward or not. Obviously,
I mean, well, what was your first impressions when you heard that Robert Downey Jr. was back? What did you think?
I was actually not disappointed. I thought, oh, that's a bit of a desperate move.
Yeah,
They're obviously going to have to pay the guy, I don't know,
80
50
million.
million?
He's getting
80 million.
80 million for both movies.
These days, these films are not making the kind of money that's supporting them. I think
Well,
this is...
the argument is that the Deadpool movie has grossed $500 million, isn't it? And I think it's
Yes.
half a billion, and that's going up.
Yeah.
So what they're basically saying is, can we drag out some of these older characters and try and just do some quick hits, get some quick money? And it's very much like if you're a football supporter and you're the best centre forward you had, who went and played for Man United, then comes back for a couple of years and then's up front again and has a fairly decent run of it, scores 10 goals in a season or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, is that what this is going to be? Are they bringing in an old superstar?
Well, I think that's part of the problem for me. They want to continue. They want to develop this into a good brand again. Obviously, they after Endgame, it's lost its way, hasn't it? They've focused on more minor characters, which hasn't worked.
And the multiverse has become a thing, which we could talk about later in regard to this new character.
Yeah.
But the multiverse and the complex storylines that they're weaving throughout all of these film tie-ins.
Yes.
I think what's happening is it's becoming too confusing and too unbelievable.
Yeah.
You're getting a universe where you just don't quite know what you're looking at. You know, who's the anchor character for this film,
I sort of feel they also have got now a really easy way of, oh, right, well, that character died previously. Now we can bring them back as an alternate version of themselves. Just bring them back into the thing. And to me, that loses a lot of the weight for things like Iron Man when he clicked his fingers and died at the end of Endgame. I don't want it to be that is this like a variant of Tony Stark that's coming back to play Doctor Doom? I don't know, and I think that would
discredit his early character.
It'd be a total disaster. Total disaster.
Well, they haven't explained what this character is, what this new Victor Von Doom is going to do. Now they clearly called Downey Victor Von Doom. Okay, so
That's true.
It's not Tony Stark
I
in a
bloody
new.
hope it isn't. There's some multiverse Tony
Yeah,
Stark that's
well,
called Victor Von Doom. It'd be
yeah,
weird. I don't know how that would work,
it
but
would be weird. I mean, we so they've actually called him that. So
yeah,
he is the young man who shared a room with Reed Richards
yes,
in university. He
yeah,
is that character there. Now,
yeah, yeah,
depending on what actually happened in this, if this is the alternate universe,
yeah,
it depends on how he was raised and what his aims were and what he was looking to achieve in life.
yeah,
And whether he became evil.
yeah, yeah,
Because Victor Von Doom is determined to bring his mother back, contact his mother. That's what causes this issue.
yes.
With the character. So the for me, looking at this, it very much feels like they just want the brand actor to play the role.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, the one possible way around showing his face,
Yeah.
Doctor Doom,
Yeah.
his mask was pretty much burnt and stuck onto his face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as long as they don't do any like days in university flashbacks or any of those sorts of things, because again, you couldn't do it with a 59-year-old man, could you?
No, and he's looking older, isn't he?
He's looking older, yeah.
He's looking poor old,
yeah.
all the money in the world, and he still looks
He's
quite
a good actor.
knackered.
He's a good actor, and
well, he's coming out of Oppenheimer, isn't he? So
yes,
Oppenheimer,
yeah.
and he got the Oscar for that, and you've got to think to yourself, why would an actor who had achieved such a height as that then go on to kind of step back, if you like, into a Marvel role? Now,
money,
the Russo
money.
I know it's the money's the thing, but also the Russos are back to direct the films, and they did the sequence of Avenger films before, and
I actually really liked. So before they did the Avengers, they did the second or third. I think it was the second Captain America film.
Yeah.
And they did Civil War, then they did the Avenger films, and to be honest,
yeah,
there was a few I really liked. I've always had my sort of issues with Endgame. I understand why it was done the way it was done, with the whole time travel and putting things right and going back. Into that phase, it was, Robert Downey Jr. going and so on, and that's why Endgame was the way it was. It was like a summary of all the previous films. Obviously, it became the biggest selling film in history.
Yeah.
The Russo brothers had done a really good job, and for me, I think it's a little dangerous for them to come back. I like them, and I think they could do a good job.
Well,
they could.
They're being paid 80 million.
No.
Yeah, for doing both films.
Apparently,
they're setting up this camp.
You're joking.
Where no, I'm not. They're getting paid 80 million. Downey Jr. is getting 80 million. They're obviously they want to try and land, some kind of big target. They're really they're going old school, because all the stuff they've done recently hasn't worked.
No,
I think they think they could just pull this big actor out and place him in this new character. It's a big risk, if you ask me.
Huge.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit crazy, really.
Yeah.
It's also not taking a step forward. It's not developing.
That's how I feel about it.
It's not developing the Marvel universe into a place where, okay, we're going to create bring someone in fresh that's going to start off a new phase of good films. This is, we're going back, we're clawing him in, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be a bit of a disaster. I mean, like I said, he's 59. You think this film is going to take a year or two to come out? The next one's a year or two after that. I mean, there's no longevity for it, is there? Really?
I don't see there being any. You want to nurture new talent and new characters, and there are lots of iconic actors they could have drawn into this character.
Definitely.
People talk about Mads Mikkelsen, but I think that may be a bit cliched, but I still love him. I think he would be a great baddie.
He is
and what a voice! What a voice!
Yes.
And I just feel like we're all just a bit stunned by this. whole situation. And when he pulled the mask off, I just thought that was very strange.
It was, and then he made a weird reference, didn't he, about different masks,
new mask, same task.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what he said.
Yeah. And that didn't make much sense. I didn't know if that was just the same task as to make massive films, or whether that was some indication of where the character's going, which is, I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing
I thought overly long about this statement, to be honest, because I think they were just trying to be smart and do a little rhyming couplet.
Yes,
and I don't know whether there's a lot of depth to that statement. I can't feel
the only thing that I could think of was in Ultron. Obviously, Tony Stark had created Ultron to protect the Earth.
Yeah,
one of Doom's motivations is he sees like all these possible futures within this machine that he builds.
Yeah.
And the only future where there's happiness and complete thing is where he is the leader of the world. And so that's one of his motivations to becoming,
to protect the world.
Yeah, to protect the world. So I don't know if that was, but that just seems a bit too loose. Like you say, something that they were just trying to use as a pull you in and make you feel excited.
Statement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
I'm not sure
reading
about
too much into that.
I think it would be really disappointing if they try and tie this into some kind of complex multi-universe story. I think that Victor Von Doom is one of the best baddies that Marvel have.
Yeah.
And if they try and tie it into some kind of strange body snatcher type storyline, or where he's the anchor character, whatever they were calling it, it would just be so stupid, because the character is pure evil, and it would just be fantastic to see a very capable actor take that character on and just really give us some classic Marvel stuff.
I know.
But I mean, the Fantastic Four are also deeply entwined with Victor Von Doom.
Exactly.
And
so is he going to pop up in all their future films? He's going to be in the end, the end credit scene,
the end credits at for the Fantastic Four film. But it's a difficult one.
Well, could be, couldn't it?
Yeah, because Thanos was previewed, seen in end credits for like 10 years.
But that's because it had a good theme that was running through it all. It linked together. And I think what you were saying earlier, the fact that they've introduced, the big mistake was involving the multiverse. That's completely buggered the whole thing up, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
There's no consistency now. You can do what you like. That people die. Like Gamora, she died in Infinity War. That was a whole sacrifice thing, and then suddenly she was back in the next one
with no memory, and so she can't renew. Different character. She can't renew that great relationship.
No.
With Starstride or whatever his name is. And
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
I mean, that's how important his character is, really.
I know, exactly. In one ear out the other with stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of that.
That's what we're saying, isn't it? Chris Pratt made that Star-Lord character much bigger than what it really is as a character.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what you need. They should have found another really good actor, an up-and-coming actor who's got charisma, who can really, embody someone like Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bad step going backwards. And
I think Cillian Murphy would be an excellent Doctor Doom, to be honest.
Potential.
Yeah, I think he would be very good.
He's quite good. Yeah.
He's riding high. Although having the Oscar success, why should he then come in? And
well, if they pay him 80 million, then that might be a good reason.
I know. I just think
even 20 million, that would be good.
There are so many great actors that could have played this part, and I think as well, Robert Downey Jr. He isn't as trendy now as he used to be.
No.
So it's not like they're placing an actor. Well, they kind of rediscovered Downey, didn't they? With
you're right. I was going to say when he came in and did the first one, that was really a new reintroduction of him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As a major star.
Yeah.
And because he has got charisma and he can play that, he is a Tony Stark, isn't he? That's
Yeah,
his
he
kind of
is.
who he is, you
He's a bit
know.
of a playboy,
Yeah,
and
yeah. He's got that kind of,
and he could fit into that role.
yeah,
And
perfect.
he's a really good actor. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's not the same as it was then placing him as Iron Man,
No,
as placing him as Victor Von Doom. I
no,
mean, it's not the same.
no.
It really isn't. He's carrying other stuff with him now,
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
and
I think you're right.
there was an unsettling level of arrogance with how he unveiled himself in that. He didn't seem humble.
No, no.
He kind of sucked all the cheering in, then looked
Yeah.
across.
He was like, "It's me."
And he kind
Yeah.
of winked at someone to his left. He's like, "Yeah, I'm the best." Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure about it.
No. I feel what they should do is have a little break. Is have a year off, no films, just calm it down. I know they can't do that because there's a whole great big production company and all that sort of going on. But I wish they could find a way
shareholders
just to have a little bit of a break and then do like a reboot or a set of new characters, you know, that form the Avengers that go on and fight Victor Doom, but it's someone else that we can really enjoy for say 10 years, you know, or however over a number of a period of time.
Yeah.
They should be thinking like they did with the Infinity Stones and the Infinity War is to come up with a way that they can tie a few stories together and then bring them together as a big battle at the end.
I'm kind of inclined almost to say just rest the Avengers anyway for a long time.
Yeah.
And then focus on making a really good Fantastic Four film.
Yes.
Because is that's their prime property. That's the first superhero team.
It's a good place to start, isn't it?
You know,
it's a good place to start.
They haven't been able to do it. Yeah, they haven't been able to do it properly before. And I know this will be like the third time they do it, or the fourth time they do it. I just think that they need to nail this. This is really important to the brand of what Marvel is. They can get this right.
And I would be even so bold as to say recast some of the characters. Have a new Tony Stark. Have a new Steve Rogers.
I think you'd have to give it a bit longer.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Give it a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
But get those new people.
Well, they did with Spider-Man, didn't they? And that
they do that all the time, don't they?
Yeah, Spider-Man was very successful.
And then they can do a multiverse thing later where they bring them all back as a nostalgia trip. I think.
God, the minute the multiverse happened, it just turned me off completely.
I know. It's
such a shame because they're just like solid story. Everybody's like solid characters.
Yes.
Why do you think Deadpool and Wolverine do so well? They're just solid characters.
Yeah.
Don't all that this stupid thing of bringing Wolverine back. Yeah. You know, they're still just solid characters. We just like watching the characters.
But that's not. I think Ryan Reynolds is probably going to come to the end of playing Deadpool.
Definitely.
I think that is very much a one-time thing. Wolverine coming back just to do that and it's a joke, isn't it? It's just all a bit of a fourth wall wink at the camera and take the piss a bit. And I think that's a good way for them to sort of cut things off and say, right, we could restart now and think about the next doing a proper phase, you know.
Are you saying that Deadpool is dead in the water?
Oh God! Oh God! Right.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, and I'm quite amazed at the chatter. This is what everybody's talking about.
Yes,
and I think that's sort of backfired to a certain extent because I know it's big. I know it's a big announcement, but nobody's really talking about the films they announced or the other information that they put out there.
No,
all about Robert Downey Jr. That's what he wants. I mean,
definitely.
You know, and the pressure. I mean, there are going to be people after him for this coming film. I mean,
they're going to hype it, aren't they?
They are going to hype it.
He's a good person to hype it with. It will probably do okay, you know, but will it be something that we can 5 years time look back on and think that was an amazing film? You know. There's too much.
Will they change it? Will they change it as they go along? Are they going to listen to what people are saying and adjust it? I think we're seeing that more with things changing. You know, that they will adjust storylines and plots and based upon what people are saying. So they're going to have their ear to the ground, feed bits of information, and see what the reaction is. I think so.
Yeah, there was when they're shooting films these days. There seem to be a lot of reshoots, don't there? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's because basically the first round was total crap, or whether they're listening to some more opinion. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not filling me with that much excitement at the moment, and I'd
Yeah.
like to feel excited about this stuff again. You know, there was a time when you go and get excited about go. I remember seeing like Infinity War in the cinema and thinking, wow, that was amazing. You know,
Yeah.
end to end action. It was a good sort of
Mm.
storyline. You
Mm.
know, and the bad guy won at the end as well, didn't he? Which was quite
And I remember watching the X-Men
yeah,
movies, the early ones, and like
yes,
just being blown away
yeah,
at
yeah,
the kind of solid premise
yeah,
that was. You know,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was fantastic. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. There we go.
well, there
Well,
you go.
we'll see how it comes along, won't we?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you want to hear our opinions on Alien or the series review of The Acolyte, they're on the screen now. Otherwise, we'll see you again soon.